that's clear. Like, you just got to deny what it says.
I mean, I made a counter argument, and yours to speculate.
Yeah, there is no counter argument to something that's clear.
You're just confused about what a counter argument is. Like, maybe you think the counter argument doesn't work. It's a counter argument nonetheless.
A counter argument.
I'm presenting opposition, and it's like, yes, there can be arguments for something that ends up being false. Like, in fact, there are arguments for both atheism and theism. There are both arguments for Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy. So there's this idea that, hey, because it's wrong, because I disagree with the conclusion, it's not an argument.
Yeah, you can argue with that, with something outside the Bible. But as far as what Romans 1 is teaching, it says women get
that's just perfectly normal hermeneutics, to be clear. Just in like interpreting the text, people appeal to all sorts of things that are not in the Bible. Just like the culture at the time, the historical records we have, just natural history. I don't know, like logic.
Okay, he's going. Okay. Yeah, we're both going.
I mean, you just know this to be true. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I mean, just what you're doing now is exactly what I described earlier. Like, you're gonna shut down because you know you have no reply. You know you're gonna look stupid if you try to disagree with me. So instead, you're gonna pretend like, yeah, this is just not worth engaging, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like, see, it's funny because you really want to put on this act of, yeah, this is just not something I'm interested in pursuing. And it's so clear that it's forced because since the moment you've said this, you have not butted out of the conversation. Just like you want to be in this conversation and continue it so badly that like you rejoin it every 15 seconds. So I know your motivations are not what you say they are. And I think you confused yourself regarding them. Because you're not honest even with yourself. And now, because like I pointed this out, just to like try to undermine what I'm saying, right? Just to like, again, confuse people and to lie to yourself, you will stay on mute and you will not re-engage me. But in fact, this is a change. And it's a change because what I'm saying is accurate.
It appears that
remember like a minute ago, we're just like, every word I say, Nick felt the need to say, no, that's not it. But like once I pointed out that he does actually want to talk to me and he's just lying to himself and like to the room, now he's actually quiet. Now he actually muted.
What was your question?
Well, right now I don't have a question. Right now I'm just making a point about Nick's behavior.
Okay, we're grumpy at Nick.
I see. I think what's going to happen is Nick is probably going to pretend like he stepped away, and that's why he went silent.
Why do we care about any of this? What's going on here?
I mean, who's we?
They're just trolling. That's all he's doing.
Like, why do you care? I don't know. Maybe you don't care. I think some people in the audience care. I care.
Well, you asked a question. I didn't hear any of this. You asked a question. Nick answered it. You didn't like the answer. Texted you time clarifying. Now we're upset at Nick.
I asked the question to Nate. We tried talking about it. Then Nick entered the conversation. I gave a reply to Nick, and then he got really upset, threw a fit, and then he pretended when I pushed him, I'm a troll, and that's why he's disengaging. And despite his very strong commitment to me just being below contempt and below just being worth engaging with, he couldn't keep himself away from my conversation.
Okay, that's fine. I understand that Nick has deeply disappointed you today. What else?
But I answered your question, but you asked me what happened. I'm saying it's not that I asked the question and Nick answered.
Okay.
I clarified what happened.
I get it.
Right, and Sasha even said that from Romans 1 that it seemed somewhat ambiguous. So that's why I said to get the and he conceded that reading just Romans 1 seems somewhat ambiguous. No, I disagree, and I can disagree, but now it's upon him to be okay, well, this is why it's ambiguous. But that's why I said to get the background on it, you need that Old Testament historical context, which he conceded, and he stated that Okay, yeah, you bring in certain hermeneutics when you understand the New Testament, or any text for that matter. Okay, so having the historic, contextual hermeneutic of the Old Testament and understanding the Old Testament laws, especially the one that is absolutely exhaustive in Leviticus 18, unless you really have that, when you come into Romans 1, you really won't understand the grasp. And though I agree that the text itself is very plain, but that's because I have the Leviticus 18 in the background in the Old Testament context. But if you don't have that and you come into Romans 1, you can make the argument that this is somewhat ambiguous. I understand what is being said. It's an epistemic question.
Calling themselves obsidian here, I'm going to invite you up. I'm not sure what you think Zionism is. Zionism is our right to live safely and securely in our homeland, and it's not negotiable. So if you want to say we should be free from living safely and securely in our homeland, that's not on the table. Send the Gazans to Sinai. Well, that might be
That's
necessary.
the question. Like, I mean, it's right there. I never understood that. And there's so much land, so much available space, and during this rebuilding period, why wouldn't Egypt allow them to be in Sinai, which is right there? It's their, it's a natural path to just go straight to Sinai.
I think there's two reasons, and we know what they are. The two reasons are, number one, that they are incredibly subversive and nobody wants them because they tend to undermine whatever place they go to. And I just point out Jordan, where they tried to kill the king, and Lebanon, where they occupied southern Lebanon with weapons. And then we had to go and get them out. And Kuwait, where they were offered asylum, I guess you could say, or safe haven, and they turned against their hosts. When Saddam from Iraq attacked Kuwait, they sided with Saddam. They sided with the enemy, and they were kicked out by the hundreds of thousands. So this is why people don't want them anymore. I'm going to read what Obsidian is saying here. So let them have Hamas, and you have whatever you want. No. And the reason why Obsidian is because Hamas is violent and aggressive and inhuman, monstrous, barbaric, savage, brutal, okay? These are accurate descriptions. After their behavior, they can be allowed nowhere near nice people. They have to go. They're the minimum price that they pay for what they have done is to be held accountable by any reasonable judge. They must be held accountable for what they have done. That's non-negotiable.
Yeah, but this person just. Yeah, but this person person. Does he think that it would be a good idea for the Allies to have just left the Nazis there, or does he understand when there's evil and when there's a problem with the Khmer Rouge? Like, would that be a good idea? Like, just leave some evil perpetrators running governments and running rampant in countries. Like, they think that that's a good idea, or there's a point where you root that out.
You know what part of the problem is, Abby? I was just going to get going even more deeply into the history, and boy, am I interested to know what's going on with our friend who's working on that history in Israel. So interested. I'm like,
reach out to him.
Okay, well, I'll do it through you. I'll go back channel through you, maybe, because he was very warm when we hung out. Hamas brought order to Gaza. You know, the order of dictatorship, the order of totalitarianism, because they were fairly chaotic before they took charge. And they, the expression, they have a monopoly on violence, and that's what worked for them. That's what worked for Hamas. They're very organized. They control every aspect of life in Gaza. They're totalitarian. and that worked. So I mean, as they say, the trains ran on time. So this is why I think they were able to survive this law. I mean, they're extremely dangerous and violent and oppressive, and they're the Muslim Brotherhood, and they impose Sharia law. And listen, I don't have any problem with another country having Sharia law. I do have a problem when they then come into Israel and massacre Jews. I mean, Hamas are the people that use suicide bombers. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Ro. I'm getting your message in the chat. I have to go read it. I'm triple tasking here, answering the chat, talking in the room, and also I can't check the back channel as well.
I'm going to answer the dude's question. Do Palestinians have the right to vote? Area A, I would tell the dude in the chat, take out your little phone and Google Area A and tell me when they vote, who they voted for, and who would be stopping their ability to vote in Area A. Area A being under full Palestinian control. And I would look at that area, which has, I believe, Bethlehem, Ramallah, Hebron, Jenin, Jericho. Take a look at who lives there, who controls it, and the voting. And then tell me how Israel has anything whatsoever to do with what happens in Area A, where all those cities are, and then put your point in.
I mean, the point that Abby is making, it's worth repeating, I think. Yes, Palestinians vote in their area, and Israelis/Jews vote in our area. And I mentioned Jews because there are no Jews in Palestine, because we have been expelled. There are almost no Jews in the entire Muslim world, our neighbors, again, because we have been expelled. So yes, we vote in our country, Israel, and they vote in the whatever government they have been able to set up. In this case, as Abby points out, under the Palestinian Authority, or Area A. So that's the answer. Obsidian. Yes, they have the right to vote. And by the way, they haven't occupied. They haven't voted in what, 2 decades? And the reason why is because it's understood that the Palestinian Authority is corrupt, and they would lose if they held an election, and the Palestinians would elect Hamas again, and Hamas kills the Palestinian Authority. They massacre them. So these are some conflicts that the Palestinians have to resolve if they want to have self-governance. And for the record, Israel has no interest in governing them. So, thank you for your questions. You're still there, Obsidian, and you can also hear, I'm going to invite you up to talk, invite to speak. I appreciate your questions in the chat, and we can discuss it verbally too. It is an audio app. Abby, this podcast that you sent me, are you still here? Abby has moved on. In any event, Obsidian can't join right now, but maybe later. Okay, Obsidian. Abby has sent me some a podcast about how we are, well, there's a conflict on how to understand history. And it's an interesting point. You know, they say history is written by the victors. And of course it's true. Doesn't mean we can't tell the other side, by the way. Just because history is written by the victors doesn't mean that it is inherently unfair, you know? So where are we at here? I got another question from Obsidian. Thanks, but I don't speak. Okay, well, I understand Obsidian, and I know you're taking the side of Hamas. Let's see, you don't speak, you just use BS in the chat. Okay. Okay, Harry. Now I lost my train of thought. I was trying to have too many conversations at once. There's no moral equivalence between Hamas and Israel, or Hamas or Zionism. Zionism is our Western democratic expression of the right of an indigenous people, the Jews, to live safely and securely in our homeland. And as such, as a pluralistic society, as we often mention, 20% of whom is Arab, that enjoys full and equal rights and participation in the democratic process, as a full and equal democratic society, there is no equivalence to a totalitarian, authoritarian, militaristic terror cell like Hamas that lives on our border and is dedicated to destroying us. And I have to say, I think it's time that we listen to them. So when somebody tells you that they want to kill you, it's time for us to listen to them and to respond appropriately, and not to pretend that, well, if we're nice to them, they're going to be nice to us, which was our old model. We literally used to say, well, if we just give them this, they're going to be nice. Well, if we just give them that, they're going to be nice. No. The Palestinians took the side of the Nazis in World War II. Okay? That's literal. They literally worked with and for the Nazis. The Palestinians then followed Yasser Arafat after in the 60s with the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, which is a Soviet-style terroristic movement that initiated hijacking civilian airplanes. That means you get on the plane, and now you've got people with machine guns who telling the plane has to go to Cuba, and you're being held hostage, or Uganda, as you can remember perhaps from the famous Entebbe incident, in which the IDF had to rescue kidnapped Jews on a civilian airliner. And as such, the PLO didn't just slaughter Israelis, slaughtered Jews, just Jews. So these are the leaders that the Palestinians have followed. Following Yasser Arafat, a terrorist from Cairo, whose name is not Yasser Arafat, it's like Abdul Rahman. I can read you his name. So that wasn't his name, and he wasn't Palestinian, he was Egyptian. Now they follow Hamas, whose charter says they want to kill every Jew on the planet, and every Christian. So that's who we're up against. We're up against people who want to destroy anybody that's not like them. It's the heart and soul of racism. Let me read what somebody's writing in the chat. History is written sometimes by hypocrites, like history of Tabari in Islam. El Normo, not necessarily with victims and victors. Okay, fair enough. Mahrad Adlasi, fair enough. Normo is so good. Thank you, Or. Your name is Light. That's a beautiful name. Thank you for saying that, Or. I'm glad you appreciate it. Thank you, my brother, Moshe, and Shabbat Shalom. I wish you a magnificent Shabbos, and I hope to share in the peace of Shabbos tonight. So let's all pray. And since you're reminding me if there are any Jewish guys within earshot, I encourage you to put on tefillin, because we need it. And thank you for sending me a flower, Mahrad Lashi. Beautiful, thank you. Welcome always, amen. Thank you, Or. And here's my brother Randy arriving. It looks like he's arriving. Oh, there you are. Well, you want to come up and share, Randy? Here we go. What's up, yo? Boker Tov. Well, as you may notice in my PTR yesterday, I ran into Hillary Clinton for real. That's really her. I saw her. And I didn't talk Middle East at all. She just recently said some negative stuff. But I didn't get into it with her. It was in a parking lot. It wasn't the right place, right time. If I'd see her again, we're going to talk about Israel with her. But first time we didn't talk about Israel. Well, that's just the first date. You don't want to turn her off, Randy. Congrats. Exactly. I'm glad that you're willing to date somebody who might be a little older than you. She's not worked on. That's fine. But honestly, it's better than a lot of 60-year-old women. Yeah, that worked done. Did you guys just go for coffee on the first date? No, we had a full meal. Oh, impressive. I mean, at different tables. At different tables. I mean, do you want to say where you ran into her? Were you up there in Chappaqua? No. Yes? It was Long Island. Oh, really? Let's have a look at the background here. It's a parking lot. It's just a parking lot. So, is that her to-go box? Yeah, I guess the restaurant gave her some stuff to go. Looks like the restaurant. It looks like they just packed up some stuff for her. She looks really happy. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be forward or anything, but do you have your hand on someplace there? Yeah, I had my hand on her butt. Wow. Yeah. Like you gotta make your move, you know? Wow. All right. I didn't mean to censor myself, I'm sorry. No, it's fine. Text me back channel where you were. I won't say it aloud in the room, but I'm interested to know. Okay. I have a feeling. Does it begin with an H? Did you just say to keep it private? Yes. Okay. Yes, no, you're right. Your answer is yes. Okay. And now let's stop. I'm stopping.
Is it Hoboken?
Yeah, it's Hoboken. I know. Hoboken. We all know where it was, but I won't put it into words. No, it was East Hampton. Okay, that's it. Dude, you couldn't resist flexing. I love it.
The Hamptons, I like it.
I don't hold it back to feel excluded. I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm just not sharing with. I'm always sharing with them.
He could have said Fire Island.
Does it begin with an H? It could have been Hop Hog. You could have said Hop Hog, Randy. I could have said Hempstead. You could have said Hempstead. Anyway, moving on. Now, you know what? From what I can tell, she had one Secret Service guy, and he wasn't that big. He had a driver, Secret Service guy. And wow. Doing double duty, not the driver and the Secret Service. Yeah. Yes, sir. And I'll say one final thing. They parked illegally. They parked it in the parking zone. So, you know. Well, that could come up in the next election. I hope you took photos. The Clinton entitlement is still there. You know, it's not Whitewater, but it's something. You know. It's not there. It's the. Did you ask her for her email address? That's what my nephew. That was his joke too. Really? Did you get my email?
Yeah, she has a Hotmail account in their second date.
Yeah. No, other people were coming up to her. Was there a line? No, just one or two people came up to her in the restaurant when she was sitting down. Like when she was done eating, one or two people came up to her. And only one or two people. Where did you? Okay, you ate it. You want to say? You might as well say where you ate since you said. I don't remember the from Russia. It's called Clarissa.
Clarissa?
Clarissa, yeah. And so, well, let's say people came up to her, and a woman I know who's a female lawyer and is kind of a pioneer in her field, like, the first female partner of their firm, etc. She went up and she was talking to her and she cried. When people meet celebrities or people meet special people, they get very emotional, Well, Well, I was thinking, my parents are gone now, but I was thinking to myself, wow, my father would be so happy for me, or he would just be so happy to see me, my parents went to the country, as a young adult, nothing, and here I am, hobnobbing with the masters of the universe. It was moving to me. I didn't quite cry, but it is. I have to admit, it's emotionally moving. To me. Whatever else you want to say about it.
Did anybody notice in Randy's PTR he's got like a size 22 foot?
Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on my feet. That's the main comment I get. Almost more than Hillary is my foot. I have a size 12 foot, but somehow the angle has made it look like I have a 28 foot. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe that's why she wanted to talk to me, because I have big feet. Well, it would be difficult to push you over. There's no pushover, Randy. Yeah. Unless that Secret Service guy has some kind of cool training, there's no doubt I could, like one-on-one, I could have taken him. Not that I'd want to, but, I was not intimidated by him, but maybe he has a gun or something after me, You think it's possible that he had a gun? Probably, yeah. No, it's guaranteed that he has an automatic weapon, like strapped. I think that's a requirement. There's no question. Yeah. Well, anyway, so I'm going to meet up a little because I have to walk up and get out of here where I am. But it's good to see you all, what you're told, and about to know. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. You know what? I can share this with I won't even name the person that we had dinner with a little while ago, Randy, but he'll be interested. Don't mention who it is. Okay. What do you think? I'm saying there's a person to whom I'm related with whom we had dinner recently, which I told you. Yeah. So I'm going to share it with them. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. They're with their loved one. All right, Randy. Good content. Good content. Yeah, I'm going to meet up a little while I get ready to get out. I have to. Right? Yes. You all. Yes. So the breaking news is that our friend Randy is dating Hillary Clinton, which I think is appropriate. And those are the kinds of people that hang out in our safe space for Jews. World leaders like Randy and Hillary. I think they're a beautiful couple. Does Bill know? Is that really Hillary Clinton? I yeah, it is. It is. But I'm interested to know what kind of food she took away with her. And was it kosher? Maybe it was her emails. There were a few emails.
That's a very dangerous girlfriend to have.
Why is that?
You better be polite. Oh, because of the rumors of the Clinton body count. You've never heard of the Clinton body counts?
We better warn Randy.
Randy better use protection in more ways than one.
I think he likes the excitement, Randy. It's more of a thrill for him.
I was actually out in EH for the past almost 2 weeks.
Very nice.
It was, it's so beautiful out there. There's nothing like it.
I kind of agree.
I actually did a charity event the SAG Cinema. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Very familiar. They've been doing charity events for like the last 5 years or something.
It's in the funny story. I actually, you know who I met at that event?
Tell me.
I met a producer who, her business partner is Zoran Mondani's mother.
Yeah, Mira, what's her name?
She's Zoran's godmother. Well, the mother, I'm not sure what her name is. This woman, I don't necessarily want to say her name out loud, but
Mira Nair, I believe it is. She's got a couple of Academy Award nominated, and I think in one case winning films.
And she, one of her more recent things was something on HBO, which was a movie about Henrietta Lacks, I believe. But it was all your types of people, Norm. It was all movie people. It was kind of cool. A lot of agents, PR people.
Interesting. I mean, is the Sag Harbor Cinema in any kind of shape now? I mean, I remember the fire was years ago. They still haven't raised money to fix it up? Or did they fix it up?
They fixed it up, but it still needs some help, I think. But they raised a lot of money that night, I'll tell you that.
I've seen so many movies there. By the way, it was usually empty when I went to see a movie there.
Yeah, we went to a movie there. We watched this new movie. It's kind of like a horror. It's like called Weapons.
Weapons, yeah. People are recommending it. Do you recommend it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie. A lot of like jump scares. I don't particularly like how it ended, but it was good. So I recommend it. I think it might be an A24 movie.
Right. My kid is recommending it to me.
Yeah, it's fun, but I'm like a horror connoisseur, so I wish the ending. Well, I guess
Don't say anything.
It actually wasn't bad. I'm getting it confused with another movie that I watched that weekend as well called Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
And that's another horror, which I was very unhappy with the ending, but also pretty good. So both those movies, if you like horror, Bring Her Back and Weapons.
You know what I watched with my kid the other day? Because he's working on something similar, Dressed to Kill. Have you seen that film by Brian De Palma? I mean, it's considered a big film.
No, I didn't see that film, but I did meet De Palma's kid at this event.
No kidding.
Wasn't De Palma married several times, right? Like,
for sure. I mean, that's normal, I think, for Hollywood.
And I think one of his wives, who might be an agent or in the industry, was there as well. He did. What did De Palma do? Scarface?
That might be his most famous. Yeah. He did Blowout, Scarface. He did a Vietnam film. I have to think about the name with Matthew Modine. But yeah, let's look at his filmography for a second, because there was a minute in which he was one of the big three Italians, De Palma, Scorsese, and Coppola, but then he fell off. Then Coppola fell off, and Scorsese is the last man standing. Let me look up. I'm sure I'm forgetting something important that he did. He kind of fell off with Bonfire of the Vanities. That was his big fail. That just went to pieces. Hang on. That was sort of sad. Brian De Palma, still around. Let's see. His children are Piper and Lolita. You know which one you met? He never won an Oscar. Am I still audible?
Yeah, you're all. Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Boy, there's a lot of forgettable films in here. Let's see. The Fury. I don't think I saw it. Dressed to Kill is one of his big. All right. So, okay. Oh, I forgot some important stuff. Okay. I forgot The Untouchables, which was a big hit. It's a really good film. Really good. The Vietnam film that was a fail is Casualties of War, unfortunately. Okay, I'm forgetting some important stuff. Body Double is a very weird one, which I recommend. A weird horror film. I don't want to say too much. Just check it out is all I can say. I'm going to double check and make sure I'm thinking of the same one. And then he did Carlito's Way is very well regarded. Very well regarded.
I love Carlito's Way.
That's a good film. A very New York-y film with Jose Guzman and with Pacino, right?
Correct.
I like that French Connection.
He didn't direct that, though. That's William Friedkin. And he did very well with Mission Impossible. That was a really good comeback for him in '96. I think it was the first Mission Impossible. And then he did Mission to Mars, which I didn't see even. He did The Black Dahlia in 2006, which I didn't see.
So De Palma's wife that was at this event was Gail Hurd.
Okay.
She's producer. She did Terminator, Aliens, Armageddon, The Walking Dead.
Wait a second, I think he did Carrie. He did Carrie, okay? Now that really put him on the map. I forgot that too.
That's great. I love Carrie.
Carrie is lovable. You should see Dressed to Kill. Let's see, Body Double. I really don't even remember. I guess I didn't see it. Erotic thriller. Yeah, he went into the world of erotic thrillers for a while. Well, I think what I remember about.
Big fan of.
Who?
Do you know? I'm curious your opinion on Cronenberg out of Canada.
Oh yeah, he's considered a master. Look, we emptied the room. This always happens when we start talking like, inside baseball, whether it's film or books or movie, film or music, like with Randy. The room empties out. It's kind of funny. We can get it down to just two people.
Well, Randy's ass is in music, correct?
Yeah, but it's also music for film. There's a long list of people who never win an Oscar and deserved one.
You know who's someone to be on the lookout for? Who I think what I was kind of hearing is an up-and-comer who's going to be a star. Richard Gere has a son. His name is Homer Gere. And I don't think he's really done anything yet, but he's going to be breaking out in a big way.
Well, that's good. I mean, I didn't know you were that involved in the industry, and I'm glad to hear it. We have a lot to talk about. I don't think we ever really talked about it. But I will say that I see that Richard Gere has been blacklisted by China because of his advocacy for Tibet. He became kind of a Buddhist and a meditator. And he cannot work because China won't let him work. In this country, that's how much pull China has. And that's sort of interesting. So Homer may have to change his name, or maybe they will realize that he's Richard Gere's son. I don't know. No one wants the kids. I don't know what that means. Audiences are not enjoying those films. I don't know which films you mean, but you can come up and tell us, Craig. Oh, the kids are the actors. Well, it depends. Look at Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller's having an unbelievable career. And he's the son. He's a Hollywood kid. So sometimes the kid can even surpass the parent, Look at Michael Douglas, the son of Kirk Douglas, So there are some exceptions. I'm not trying to be contrarian, but there are It is possible.
Well,
Drew Barrymore, you know.
Sorry, I lost my bar. So I'm not really involved in the industry. I have a good friend, one of my best friends, who's really pretty high up with an agency. But it seems like an industry I would enjoy being part of for sure.
It's fun to have a conversation. I mean, it's a lot of work. Ben Stiller is now.
He's on the phone he's on the phone nonstop. You can't even really enjoy hanging out with him because he's just taking calls all day, every day.
Is he an agent?
Yes.
With a big firm?
The best. And his clientele.
Within Endeavor?
Correct.
Yeah, I've been represented by them.
We'll talk offline, and I'll tell you more about him and who he reps. But it's pretty impressive.
Do you work with him?
No, I don't. But there could be some opportunities for me to do some things for him in the future.
Say it again.
I said there might be some opportunities for me to do some things for him in the future.
Cool. Well, they do things differently. But let's talk offline. I'm saying in Hollywood, I won't say more, but it's anyway. Mickey, what's going on? I'm glad you came up.
One second, déjalo ahí arriba por encima. Norm, what's up?
Yo. I forgot.
I actually came up yesterday to tell you something, but you had just left.
Oh.
You remember what you were talking about yesterday about Brad Pitt in
Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time, Cliff Booth, right?
Yeah.
So did you know that? Sorry, I'm just fixing things in the office here. Did you know that Tarantino wrote a 10-episode miniseries, which is a spin-off that continues the story of Cliff Booth?